Anyways, Barron versus Baltimore. Barron v. Oh, I forgot the N. V. Baltimore. I always wondered, like, oops. I need whiteout. Should check by the store later and see if they have whiteout. I've always wondered why it's always VS and not V for versus. Like, that's a weird abbreviation. Okay. Barron versus Baltimore. Factual basis, the city of Baltimore was growing at a rapid pace at the beginning of the 19th century, 1800s. Growth in the city caused redirection of streams and other sources of the water away from the harbor. John Barron owned a wharf. A wharf is a funny way to say a dock carrying cargo that is near a warehouse. Okay, so I will write down facts. And under this, I will put down Baltimore was a fast-growing city in the 19th century. Baltimore was, I'm doing that thing again where I alternate between cursive and print, but was a rapidly growing city in the 19th century. A rapidly growing city in the 19th century. Call 1800s. Boop. Okay. Another one. John Barron owned a wharf, dock for boats carrying cargo. Dock for cargo boats. I think I will highlight the facts because that facts seem to be pretty important. But what color should I highlight purple in? I think probably a light blue would be a good idea. Although it might blend in with the there's two blues. Baby blue. Royal. Prussian blue. Oh, I love these blues. Ooh. Oh, it's a nice purple, but I shouldn't highlight purple with purple. Yeah, 3 pens have come out. I'm so proud of them. I will always be supported. And there's the highlighter. I hope this doesn't bleed through. Shit! That was dark. Note to self, Prussian blue is too dark. I gotta rewrite the facts. And let's do baby blue this time. I'm baby! Baby! That's perfect. Baby blue is the perfect word. Okay, here we go. Some of these colors are weird. Terracotta. I thought that was a music term. Fluorescent rose. It's coral blue, actually. Okay. Sorry if you can see my armpits. Shaving well. Oh no, my pen! Shit, where'd it go? Oh, I found it. Got it. Okay, so basically so far I have that Baltimore was a really quickly growing city in the 1800s. It caused a lot of redirection of streams and other sources of water away from the harbor. Ooh, I need to write that down. Big city equals water away from harbor. Big city equals water away from harbor. I don't know if I already. How do you spell harbor? Harbor. Okay. I don't think anyone's gonna be watching this, but if I do decide to send this to people, the reason why I'm doing this video is I'm scatterbrained, obviously, and having someone or something to talk to helps me keep my focus. And also, maybe I might send this to some classmates or something, and maybe I'll go over something that they missed or forgot about, you know? Also, this would be a great review on final exam, so I can go back over stuff. I should write. Oh, I need one thing so I can go. You know, with like the movie stuff. I am getting off topic. Next slide. How many slides are there? There's a lot of slides. This is gonna. Ooh, that's a lot of slides. This is gonna take a while. All right, this one. The progress in the city caused docks to become too shallow, and he had lost a lot of money. I don't know if I want to write this down because it's kind of assumed that he would lose the money, but like it was assumed that he was too shallow. So instead, I think I will highlight water away from harbor and underline. Where's my green? Oh, there it is. Underline that he owned a wharf. Because that is important. I might circle that. Yep, I'm going to circle that. Underlining wharf, dock for cargo boats, and make a little side note at the big water away from harbor. Put a little arrow and say, it cost Mr. Barron some money. It cost Barron money. I'll also put in parentheses lost money in case I stupidly think, wait, he had to pay for it? Kind of, I guess he did, but like, you know. I should put googly eyes on this. Make much better eye contact. My boyfriend's so cute. I love him. Barron sued the city for damages because his dock no longer could make money due to the progression in the city. He won the court case. Wow. Then lost it in the appellate court. Appellate. Is that in my notes? Appellate court. No, I don't see it. What the fuck is the Appellate court? Should I look it up or is it going to be in here? Then he took his case to the Supreme Court. So he lost, he won, and then he lost, and then he took it to the Supreme Court. I'm gonna look up what the freak appellate is. Appellate? Okay, so appellate. APPE. Oh, nope, there's two. Oh, I missed a lot. I spelled it APLLETTE, where it's APPELLATE. So it's basically Mississippi. ATE. Is it two T's? Appalachia. Now this is something I'm going to write down in green. So I just clicked the I'm listening to Hamilton now. I clicked my earbud and now Hamilton is playing in my ear. And honestly, I don't think I'm gonna stop it. But this will probably distract me because I love Hamilton and I'm distracted already. Appellate. Appellate court. Okay. It's an adjective? Dealing with acquisition. Oh, the appeals court. Okay. I think I had that in my notes. Yep, appeals court. But I'm going to rewrite. Well, first, I'm going to write down the facts. Disrespect. Okay, so I'm going to go the rest of the slide, and then I'm going to sum it up. Yeah, Hamilton's being too distracting. It's not stopping. Okay, there it goes. Barron claimed that the damages to his property violated the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution. What is the Fifth Amendment? No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject of the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, or shall be compelled to in any crime. I don't know what that means. When I read something, I need to talk with another person, which is partially why I'm doing this video. But I have no idea what I just read. So, I wish I could make notes on this. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime. What does that mean? So no one can be held to answer for a capital, otherwise infamous crime, unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury. I'm going to text the group chat and ask them about the Fifth Amendment. My baby sent me a message. A classic. What is a classic? Oh, Shia LaBeouf. Love that. It's caught in a bear trap. Okay, so I know there is a group chat of individual rights. I'm going to ask if anyone's watching this. Can someone summarize the Fifth Amendment for me? I am reading it from the slides, but it's not processing in my brain. I see how good the individual rights chat is. If not, I'm condemning all of you to hell. I'm sorry, no, forget that. I didn't say that at all. Well, so, what does that mean? No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime, unless on a presentment of it or indictment of grand jury. I don't know anything about court, so I don't know what the grand jury is or capital. Capital can mean like, does it mean like money or something? Or it doesn't mean, sorry, something smells. I need to clean up. I want to just clean up my fridge. Capital, what is capital? That's what I need to focus on. Otherwise, infamous crime. So I'm guessing capital in this sense means action, or infamous crime. Infamous meaning notoriously evil. So no person can be held to answer for an evil crime unless on a presentment or indictment. What is indictment or presentment? Looking up what is indictment. What is indictment? Indictment is a formal charge or accusation of a serious crime. Okay, so no one can be held to answer for a crime, a very bad crime that they did, unless on a formal charge of accusation. So they can't be held for a bad crime that they did unless they are formally accused of it. Unless on a presentment or indiction of a grand jury. I don't know what that means. Okay, so a presentment of a grand jury, an accusation of a grand jury. So what does that mean? That doesn't make sense. A presentment on a grand jury. I'm gonna clean this stuff up. I should check my phone. I'm being very distracted. I'm gonna put my planner away for now. I'm gonna clean my stuff up a bit. My pens go in the bag because I'm not using them. And I will put my earbuds in the drawer. I have 3 drawers. One for stuff, the other is for stuff, and the third one is for crimes. Please don't take that space. Okay, so far, what I have on the 5th, where did I put my phone? There it is. What I have on the 5th Amendment is that someone can't be held accountable for a very bad crime unless they have been put on an accusement of a grand jury. So I'm gonna guess that means, that means they can't. That means a grand jury has accused it or accepted the case, maybe? Except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia. So what I'm getting is the first 2 lines. Basically, no one can be held accountable for a very bad crime they did unless they got accused on the level of a grand jury, perhaps. I think someone in the group chat has texted me. Right to a grand jury forbids double jeopardy. Basically, the right to a grand jury, the right to I'm gonna ask what a grand jury is. Unless it's in my notes. What level is the grand jury? I don't know. Like, I probably should text the professor about this. Okay, so it's saying what they told me was that you can't be charged twice for the same crime? Double jeopardy. So double jeopardy, I'm pretty sure means you double it or you lose all of it. Saying this is preventing double jeopardy, so it's like losing it all? It prevents you from losing everything or something? I might email the professor on this. Should I? Oh, 30 minutes in. Went from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. Thankfully, I don't have a minute. Probably would have talked your ears off. Okay, so what I was told, maybe I can use the context clues for it. He won in court, then lost in the second court. So it's saying maybe it's saying that there's a reason why if you win in one case and lose in the other case, it might take it up and see why you won and why you lost, probably. So maybe it increases your chance for another win, a final win, perhaps. Okay. No person shall be held accountable for otherwise infamous crime. So they can't. Okay, so a capital crime is like an infamous crime. Okay, so they can't be held accountable for a crime unless they can't be held for a sec. I think they can't be held for like what it's saying is like if you've already been judged, you can't. If you already went to court and lost, I think you can't go into another court to lose again unless it's in the grand jury. Okay. So I think I probably took like 20 minutes figuring this out. So I think what the Fifth Amendment is. Okay, so what the Fifth Amendment is, I think, is that if you win a case, you can't go back to court to lose it. So, yes. So I think if you win a case, you can't be taken back to court if it's a big crime or something, unless it's going to the grand jury. Yes. Nor shall any person be subject. God damn it! If I had just read the second part, I probably would have made more sense of this. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be witnessed against himself. So yeah, fuck. So it's basically saying, the Fifth Amendment is basically saying, I believe, is that you can't be charged for the same offense twice if it's an infamous crime. Yeah. But I don't understand how the Barron case would be an infamous crime. Maybe if I read more into it, nor deprived of life, liberty. Okay, there's another slide. Nor deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. So this is where it applies. Okay. Once again, if I had just kept reading. Barron was saying that the city of Baltimore and the state of Maryland was violating his Fifth Amendment rights by taking his business away without paying for it. The Supreme Court said, sorry, Barron, but the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments, only applies to the federal government. Maryland can do whatever it wants. So federal government, I'm garbage with remembering the levels of government. I know I took a class on this, but I still can't remember. I think federal government's like the higher government. This decision was made in 1833, and at the time there were only 12 amendments. I don't know how many. Is it 20 amendments now? Probably. Okay, so the part that is applied to this case, the Barron versus Baltimore, is private property was taken for public use without compensation. He was saying, hey, my business is going down because you're taking the money or water away and I can't do business. Supreme Court said, sorry, but this only applies to the federal government. Maryland can do whatever it wants. Federal government. What level is the federal government? I'll have to figure that out. What is the level of federal government? Oh, I really hope I kept my in high school I took a court class. Basically we studied the levels of court and your rights and stuff, kind of like this class. But if I still have those notes, I can figure out the levels of court. Levels of court. What are the 3 levels of state court system? Trials, appeals. No, this is not what I want. What are the different types of court systems? No. No. No, no, no. Supreme Court, the highest. And, okay. Ooh. Okay, what is the order from highest to lowest? Introduction. The federal court system has 3 district court, circuit court, and Supreme Court. Where the frick is the federal court? where does the federal court apply? So this is just me figuring out what I need to do. If I do decide to send this to people, I am probably what I'm gonna do is go through a bunch of nonsense, and then once I figured out all the nonsense, at the end of the section, I'm going to say what it is. I'm gonna summarize what I figured out. Just one sentence, or a paragraph maybe. And maybe at the end of the video, while I write, I'm gonna write down maybe the timestamps for when I could, when I figure out, when I summarize it. I'll probably try to put timestamps for when I figure stuff out. I thought this was supposed to be quickly. Okay, federal. Yeah. I am not sure. Okay, so we aren't sure either, my group chat. So I'm gonna email the professor and ask him about federal court and what did I say? Grand jury. Okay. I will email the professor and let y'all know what he tells me. Great. Perfect. Howdy. Daniel Farquharson. So, this guy's with multiple Y's in my name. Suspicious. Anyways, alright, time to email the professor. I'm doing this with my voice. I always remember this annoying. It's always annoying. I always have a habit of mocking myself. So my professor for the law is large. I had a band teacher named Mr. Smalls. I hope Mr. Smalls doesn't watch this. He's gonna be so disappointed in me if he does. Send email to Mr. Large. Hey, wait, is this large? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in my subject class. Add subject. This is gonna be my class. Fall 2020. Law 2.0. I was told to put in what class you are to help. -71. And I don't know how to spell individual. Individual rights. Yes. I am so smart. Okay, so my question is how I'm going to formulate this question. I always have to practice how I'm going to do it because I know when I talk a lot, I go through a whole bunch of nonsense. So what I do is go through the nonsense, comb through the nonsense, create sense. That's how it is. There's madness to my method. This video is actually pretty good. This is a good idea. I'm so smart. Okay. Ooh, focus. Okay, so what my question first is, what is the grand jury? What does it do? And what is the level of it? My second question will be, what is the federal government? Because what level is the federal government and what does it control? So, first question, what is the grand jury? What level is it? Hi, this is Mark 1. I had a class earlier about email etiquette. Should I say, I can put my name at the end. I'll put, hello, Professor Large? Do I call, is it Professor or Doctor? I don't know. Hello, I will call him Professor Large. Professor. Oh, wait. Large? Hello, Professor Large. I am having trouble understanding what the grand jury is. I want to know what it does and what it affects. For example, if it affects the state, county, or city, does it affect the what? I want to know what it does and what it affects. I don't know what it is. Also, I'd like to know what level it is. I want to know sounds very aggressive, so I would like to know, just to make it nicer. I would like to know what it is and what it affects. I also don't understand what the was it federal? Federal government controls. In the notes, it says that it only applies to federal government, and Maryland can do whatever it wants. Can individual states overrule what the federal government decides? Question mark. In the notes, it says it only applies to federal government. Maryland can do whatever it wants. Fifth Amendment only applies government. Maryland, my boyfriend is actually from Maryland, can do whatever it wants. Also, can you simplify the Fifth Amendment in a sentence or two? I think from what I understand, it protects someone from getting charged twice for something twice, and also protects, says that also protects private property, protects private property if it gets used for the public, then fine. financial compensation will be required. Uh-oh. Shit. Okay, here we go. Required. Okay. So basically, fun little tip I learned on the internet. If you're sending a very important message, put like an email or something to a professor, put the copy the email and put it into Google Translate and have it read it out to you. It's easier to hear the mistakes if you put it in there, if there are any mistakes in there. I hope to hear from you soon, comma, Bailey Marquand. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, Control C, and open up. I'm gonna close some of these so that way I can get better what's it called? The thing that works. That makes it work. Okay, Google Translate. B. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna listen to it. There is a significant difference in this one. Oh shit. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, so I'm gonna listen to this one. Okay. Yeah, so several mistakes. Financial, I spelled individual wrong. Okay. Individual states. Learn to also into a sentence or two, from what I understand, it protects someone from getting charged. Not charges. It protects someone from getting charged for something twice, and also protects private property if it can be used for How do you spell financial? Financial. 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 Okay, so yes, that is perfect. Let me copy that. Hello, Professor Large. Email. Yep. Bit. Okay, perfect. No, that's the wrong one. Large. WCBD. Randy Large. Perfect. Okay. Bailey Marquand, period. Punctuation is important. Okay. wonder how fast I'll hear from him. I sent. Excuse me. Okay, so in my notes, I'm going to leave a space. So I will put this in blue as like a bubble. I'm going to leave a space for, oh, hello, sorry, individual rights. What am I doing later tonight? Nothing really. I'm working on homework and stuff. Might hang out with Matthew. Because I got my baby. He's asleep. He's so cute. He's the sweetest man. Okay. Right. Get distracted by the boy. Anyways, so what I was gonna write down or saying is I'm gonna leave a space for the grand jury. Grand jury. Leave 2 spaces for that. Federal government. Federal government. And also 5th Amendment. Perfect. Okay, so what I want to find out, I hope the professor emails me soon. That's okay, if he doesn't. I have a week for this. Peyton said, I'm working on everything Monday so I can get it all done. And I was like, that's a good idea. So what I'm hoping the teacher responds with is what the grand jury is, what the federal government does, and the summarization of the 5th Amendment. I know okay, so what facts I'm going to write down, some more facts, and I think the facts I'm going to put down is saying State of Maryland, Barron claimed State of Maryland was violating his 5th Amendment because they weren't paying for his, because Barron claimed city that Baltimore and the State of Maryland, no, I want to make it short. Barron said that Baltimore and Maryland were violating his 5th Amendment by taking his business without paying for it. Yes. Baltimore? Or was it Barron? It's Barron. Barron, that would suck if I had written it down wrong, claimed that Baltimore and Maryland plus Mary were violating his 5th Amendment. Oh shit, I forgot. Didn't leave any space for the 5th Amendment. Were violating his 5th Amendment by ruining his business and not paying for it. Ruining his busyness. How do you spell that? Bus? I nest without paying for it. I think this is important because it's the summarization of it. So I will put a green star beside this because I think it's important. I should put a period there just to make myself happy in the future. I wish I had whiteout. I need to get whiteout. How many people have text? Sure. Depends on the time. I need to wake up earlier too. I haven't been eating lately. Well, like, I think I'm forgetting meal on the daily. I think I keep forgetting lunch. Well, I eat between lunch and dinner. This is not. I need to forget about this because it's really important. Let's check the email. I don't think he's gonna email me that quickly. But no. No. Yes. I really need to get the German done after this. Okay, so first 4 slides. It only took an hour. Love that. So I'm gonna divide this video up into a bit. I don't know how to edit. This could be the start of my YouTube career. I'm gonna be a YouTuber, Mom. Stop being distracted. Okay, so with the first 4 slides are basically saying the Barron versus Baltimore case. Baltimore owned like a harbor for cargo ships, but because Baltimore was growing a lot, they had to redirect the water system for more water for the city. But this took out a good chunk of his business, and so he was saying, "Hey, Baltimore, Maryland." No, he went to 2 cases. He won the first court, but then he lost the second court. And he says, this violates my Fifth Amendment, because I think it's charged him twice for something, but also his private property was affected for public use, and he didn't get financial compensation. But the Supreme Court said, sorry, but this only applies to the federal government. Maryland can do whatever it wants. Later I'm going to figure out what the federal government can do, and also what the grand jury can do. I might add this to the video. This would make a good study to watch. Okay, so I'm going to rephrase it again. Barron says, hey, Baltimore, you're ruining my business for public use. I want financial compensation. First court says, yeah, okay. Second court says, no. He says, hey, Supreme Court, they violated my Fifth Amendment because I got charged twice, and I also wasn't financially compensated. Supreme Court says, tragic. Not only applies to the federal government, Maryland can do whatever it wants. And that's Baltimore versus Barron versus Baltimore. Let me check the timestamp. So the timestamp was at 1 hour. I will write this down for my notes. Summarized. Oh shit. At 1 hour. I really hope my parents don't watch this. I swear you won't have. Okay. That was it. Okay. Break time. At 6? I don't want to do it at 6. Maybe. I might still be working on homework. I am enjoying. I am getting some serotonin from this achievement. I am doing work. May have taken an hour to go through 4 slides, but hey, I'm doing work. I am succeeding. And honestly, I am living. So, what happened? The Civil War and Reconstruction. Okay, so these are now the 6 through 9 slides. My brain is being deaded. That's a lot of words. I edit so much. My brain stopped working. Shit, the bell wore off. It has been an hour. Okay, doesn't matter. We can power through this. Okay. The Civil War and the years following the defeat of the Confederacy was a truly dark chapter in American history. Nada. For the purposes of this class, it does not matter why you believe the Civil War was fought. What does matter is what resulted in what we call your civil rights. Is that it resulted in what are called your civil rights. 13th Amendment was the first direct mention of slavery in the Constitution, also an amendment that abolished slavery. 14th Amendment was a direct result of local governments and former slave-holding states attempting to continue slavery and enacting laws that amounted to slavery upon population of newly freed slaves. Okay. Well, I don't know what either of those. I should really study my amendments. 14th Amendment, Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein reside. So, anyone who are born or naturalized, I'll have to look that up later, are citizens of the U.S. Yes. And of the state wherein they live. No state shall make or enforce any law that shall abridge the privileges or immunities. So, saying, nor shall any state deprive any personal life or liberty without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction equal protection. The same. Basically, my brain stopped working. Shit. No state shall make or enforce any law which abridges privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Huh? I might need a break. I use too much brain power for 4 slides. Oh, this is not good. Not good at all. I'll just check some nice photos or something. Maybe I need to eat. I did get a sandwich. I should stop studying now. Okay, stop. And focus. Now, we're focusing now. Maybe I need some music. Groovy music. I discovered a rockin' song called Stampede. I have a playlist called Funky Groovin', and it's great. Baby, groove tonight. Obey the cow god. representatives shall be apportioned among the several states according to their representative numbers, counting the whole number of persons in each state, excluding Indians not taxed. But when the right to vote at any election for the choice of electors and officers or members is denied to any male inhabitants of the state being 21 years old, except for the basis shall be reduced. Okay, so I think what Section 2 is saying is that representatives will be proportioned to the number of people who are allowed to vote. So basically, if you don't allow the black people to vote, you're not going to get as many representatives. And if you try to go around it, it's still going to have the same. I'm going to turn up the temperature. It's freezing in here. Oh, my hip popped. Okay, slide 18. Section 30. No person shall be a senator in Congress or or hold any under any state who having previously okay. Well, 2/3 of each house remove such ability. No, I need to make a study clear. Something that is not too groovy, but groovy enough. Something that doesn't have words that video game music would be a good idea. Actually, video game music apparently is a good idea for studying because shit, I don't hope my parents don't watch this. I just need to censor myself. This is a groovy song. Okay, I need to focus. I am not even halfway through the slides. Love that. Okay, so I'm thinking no one can be a Senate or representative or hold any office in military, state. Okay, I wish I could highlight this or something. So I'm gonna write this down because unfortunately, I'm going to go against what I said and write this in green. I'll leave some space so I can rewrite the Fifth Amendment. This is the same day, different topic. So, the 14th Amendment. That's what I'm going to label this. 14th Amendment. Little notes. Okay, so, summarize Section 1. Section 1. Anyone born in the United States or naturalized will be a citizen, and no state can take away their rights and will be protected by law. So, Section 1 says anyone born or naturalized in the United States is a citizen of the United States. And I'm not going to write that part about state this is the state where they reside, because I assume that would be like, I assume that would be like assumed. So future me, if you're kicking yourself, that's why. Okay, now another part of this section 1 says all citizens shall be protected by the law, because it says, okay, so no state can abridge the privileges of the citizens. Yeah. Without due process of law. Okay, so what I'm going to write down is no state can unreasonably abridge privileges of citizens of the U.S. No state can unreasonably abridge A-B-R-I-D-G-E the rights of a U.S. citizen. All citizens equally protected by law. All citizens I'm really happy that the Translate app. They told me what I am, and I think I'm a pretty good person. Section 2. Maybe I should write this in blue. Well, I could just highlight the sections. 2. Yeah. I could highlight it in yellow. Green and yellow look nice together. They are my favorite colors. I'm having a headache from something. Should I? I've been hammering at this for what? For an hour? 15 minutes. Professor still hasn't gotten back to me. I got lots of dinner. Probably don't use my focus. I have dinner already too, so I'm gonna have to say no. Tomorrow I'm gonna hang out with Peyton, work on cookies, and then hang out with Matthew. Because tomorrow I plan on working a little more on German and hanging out with my dad. Yeah. I love this sun. It's sunny. And yellow! Well, I don't really know what the color of the sun is because I can't really look at it. I'm going to turn the light on because it's getting dark in here. Okay, that's bad on my eyes. License. Got to lock the door. For the safety of your room until you learn. Section 2. Mostly. Section 2. Representatives shall be appointed among. Okay, so I summarized Section 2. I know I did. Section 2 basically says that number of representatives will be in proportion to number of people who can vote. Number of representatives number of representatives will be in proportion is it proportion or preportion? I'll put portion. Proportion. Proportion. I am spelling that right. No, I'm not. Frick. Proportion. Proportion. That looks very wrong. To the number of people allowed to vote. Another note that I will add to section 2 is if the right to vote is abridged in any way, the representation will be affected as well. Is abridged in any way, then the representatives will be affected. Will be equally affected. The difference between affect and effect is something that will do it. Effect is the result of something. So it will also be the resulted thing that happens. Baby is telling me to come home. I have a sandwich and I also want to work on stuff. Did I split sandwich right? Oopsies.